Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zara Bizarre. Sorry for the delay. A little bit. I was delayed. Okay, going back to this ayat that I was in the last live stream, unable to explain. So it's this ayat, Surah Rum, 30th chapter of the Quran, verse 28. He sets forth for you a parable from your own lives. Do you have among your slaves some who share with you the sustenance that we have bestowed on you, so that you become equals in it, all being alike, and then you would hold them in fear as you fear each other? Thus do we make plain the signs for those who use reason. So whatever the Muslims will say about this ayat, I still feel it's quite ridiculous to give this ayat and this parable, the parable in this ayat, master and slave parable, right? And this is about Tawheed. Also, like the footnote says in Quran.com, thank you, Quran.com. The first part of it says, the first footnote here, where is it? Number 1. He sets forth, the footnote is, in the foregoing section, arguments have been given both for Tawheed and for the hereafter. Now the discourse turns to only Tawheed. So some Muslims would say that God came down to their level, the polytheist level. Pagan, Arab, they weren't that, intelligent. They were taking gods as, they were, to worship them besides the one only God that is the only truth. So it was quite unintelligent of them, and so God came down to their level to tell them, listen, like you're a master and you have slaves, and so you wouldn't keep, share with your slaves your sustenance and things which you have, most of the things which you have. The other thing is all being alike, but then you wouldn't share with those whom on you, so that you become equals among your slaves, right? Among what your right hands possess. Like that, I think the ayat goes. This is one of the translations I've just chosen. And so, sorry about that, I have to say this. And so the second part is, and then you would hold them in fear as you fear each other. So he's saying, I'm the master and you are my slaves, let's say, right? So like you have slaves down here on earth. So I would be fearing you people if I gave you the sovereignty, right? And give you a part of my share in creation or something. Yeah, like I can't trust you, you people. I don't know what you will do. So coming down to their level, he's, you may say he's trying to explain to them in that way, but it's still, it's ridiculous. Why can't he trust you enough or make you like angels who are on the encircling the throne of his, praying for the human beings, forgiveness, believers, for the believers? There's a ayat there. And why can't he give you that authority, that power, that quwwat that he has given Rasul Kareem? Not just the chosen ones, right? So you have to step aside from Islam for a moment and just take pure logic. And then you can bring Islam in and things, and then apply the logic of Islam and the Quran logic to it. So stepping aside out of Islam a little bit and thinking like this, okay, God comes down to their level and their mind and gives, and that's why God had to give them that example to their level of mind, which was their level of mind at that time. But then you see many things like in Surah Sumar, they worship these awliyas, these human beings who they worship as uh, awliyas, they take and they worship friends of Allah or their friends, and they worship them to get nearness to Allah. So, and you see the other ayahs where against the polytheists, it sometimes is not fair. Like I can't give you an example of the other ayats right now, but what I can say is even if you step into Islam and look at this, when I've shown you the other ayats, like in Surah Takwir, the Rasul Kareem, he, whatever you say, they're the chosen. He was an angel, Gabriel, trusted spirit of Allah. So Allah can trust a spirit, but then why did He make Adam? And you know then the thing will go on an argument on a reason on reason, and I don't know how long it will take here for me. So as it is, I take a long time here, right? An hour or so. So the thing is, if you take then that these awliyas, these partners, they take, they can trust them with their lives blindly, like, sorry, not with closed eyes, meaning they know that they are awliyas, and they say that if Allah had not allowed us, we would not have. Remember that ayat also, for example? Okay, that ayat has come. I can't remember Surah Sabah, Surah Hud, where, right? But if the polytheists say if Allah had not allowed us, we would not have taken them as partners with Allah, right? For example, take that ayat from the Quran. So this would be unreasonable to put forth such a thing about master and slave here. You can, yes, you can use the thing that how I give life. So that example you can take. You can say, okay, it's not silly, it's not senseless. Like I send rain and it gives life back to dead things, like plants and all, grass, and the land. It gives life to the plants and all. That example you can take, but not this kind of an example. And then he's saying, and then would you not, you would hold them in fear as you fear each other. See, why would God be fearing Abduls, right? His ibadis, who are his slaves of Allah, servants of Allah, to give them the partnership of co-creator. Why couldn't God give them that power and that thing to be trustworthy, to not mess it up? The angels don't mess it up when they're taking care of his planets and all this throne, right? And his message is bringing them down here. Their trusted spirit, that the trusted spirit brought it down on the messenger, this Prophet Muhammad, we are told in another Quran ayat. So that also point comes in here. I would ask myself. And also about this thing, like the second part here. Where's my stylus? And it's fearing. Can you please tell me what does this mean? I'm kind of having a cognitive, mental gymnastics. So what is this kind of confusion here? All being alike, and then you would hold them in fear as you fear each other. This seems to be senseless and illogical. Like you can trust the illa mukhlisin, except for the chosen ones of Allah. Shaitan would mislead all of you. This is not right, right? And to give such an example, will God be fearing that, oh, these human beings are again going to mess things up for me? In my, why not make you a master also along with him? Why you are all one? Maybe that ayat where he says, I've taken a testimony from you, human beings, from the descendants of Adam. You should take that it is about you. Am I not your Lord? And you said, Bala, yes. Right? Could he have like divided himself? Or could he have given you something of his that he blew into you? His spirit. And that is one in you with him. That's him. Him. And when you said yes, you testified for yourselves that you too are that Lord. Right? In that ayat in Surah. In the Quran. I can't remember which surah, which I keep forgetting like that. So I'm really bad at this. Sorry. In the beginning, I wasn't able to explain it properly. So I've come again to explain it to you on this. Surah Rum 28, that the parable given by Allah for, against partners with him to the polytheists, mushriks, doesn't make sense. And would you hold them in fear as you fear each other? So the second footnote is the mushriks, even after admitting that Allah is the creator. Now your own Sunni Muslims, non-Shia, or even maybe Shias take it like this. If the Shias know about this, if the Imams have told them about this, I don't know. But the mushriks, there were some mushriks there, or it says the mushriks, meaning all of them. Even after admitting that Allah is the creator and master of the earth and heavens and all that they contain, held some of his creatures as associates in his attributes and powers. You see, please be a little intelligent here. Held some of his creatures as associates in his attributes. Now, if you say that Gabriel was a created angel of God, or this Rasul Kareem in Surah Takwir, and that is Gabriel or whoever he is, but he's created, he has an attribute of God, which is, he's the owner of power, Quwwati, and that Quwwati is, and he has an attribute, first of all, he's the owner of that attribute of Allah, and he's the owner of the attribute of Allah. Moreover, he's with the Lord of the throne, Allah, meaning secure. And if they say held in honor, no, Izzati is not there. Sorry, M16. If you take that, M16 was here in the previous live stream. That's why I'm mentioning them. Honor of the throne with the Lord. Honor of power with the Lord of the throne. It doesn't say anything about Izzati, honor. The next ayat says obeyed there. And so you can put, honored there at the word honored in Surah Takwir ayat 20, but then you read Surah Takwir ayat 21. Right? I mean, I didn't have to do much research. Just use a little bit of logic and all this. You don't have to be, what do you call it, people, Muslims come here and tell me you should have formal knowledge, You should have studied it formally, like maybe gone to Qum. So then I asked them, where do you want me to go? Saudi Arabia or to the madrasa? Like which madrasa would you like me to go to? The Shias, the Sunnis don't, majority of them say that they're not even Muslims. So sorry, in the previous live stream, I was saying, I was repeating myself, and what that person said was right. There was another thing I should have said, but I was actually saying yes, like the kafir means that they're not Muslims, right? What the Sunnis say about Shias. So I was just repeating myself and laughing at myself for what I had done in my previous live stream. Now, here, wouldn't you stop here? Please stop here and see, right? Oh, sorry. No. Okay, this. His attributes, right? His attributes and powers. So please, I don't have to all the time take your hand and show you Surah Takwir ayat, and you, but it seems like I have to keep repeating myself, keep going to Surah Takwir, showing you, showing you, showing you. It's a blood sucking thing, it's a blood training thing, it's strength. I mean, when will you understand this? In Urdu they say अक्लमंद को इशारा एक इशारा काफी होता है. One sign is enough, right? But anyways, let's see, we can I wish I was that very tolerant teacher or something. Sure. I mean, I'm not a teacher, right? I hope not. I make mistakes. Teachers and all that, don't put me in that category of, being a teacher, college teacher, school teacher. I make mistakes. Yeah, I can't even prepare myself. I came a little bit late here. And also it's teachers should come on time every day, morning in the college, schools. They have to reach the class on time, this, that. So here it's unprofessional and things like that. I'm open to making mistakes. I'm prone. I mean, it's okay for me to make mistakes. I don't have to dread, right? But the bottom line is this is a false religion. And I come here to show you I make mistakes, but then I correct myself and I don't have to feel that embarrassed. And why should I? When I can correct myself. And I'm not misguiding you. So even like creatures as in his attributes also, not only in his divinity, but his attributes. Wouldn't you say that is godliness? It is in his divinity then, and powers. Power, quwwati, strength. So please check Surah Zariyat ayat. I've been showing you that. But now please come and help me. Right? Further. So please don't tell me let's look at different translations of this. Or I don't know what you will come up with. I'm really sorry. This is, so you don't want this to end or what? So please help me move ahead now. Ahead, First time, intelligent person. Now you've got it. Now please come and cooperate now. Right? To ask about Surah Takwir ayat, this translation, even if you take it with honor, he's held in honor with the Lord of the throne, and Quwwati is there, the attribute of Allah is there. The attribute of Allah is there. So Sunni Islam is gone like anything. Please see this. I'm not the one who did it. I'm the one who understood what this means and saw it. I'm not the one. Proof from your own books, your Quran, the main source I started with. And I'm here with the main source, just explaining the ayats clearly, because as your people, as these footnotes, as your Quran.com site has been explaining, they have to explain this. That's why it's here. I'm just reading them out and then doing a little bit that why can't they see it? They're explaining that associates in his attributes and powers would be divinity, associating with Allah and his divinity even. So please don't come repeating, asking me again and again the same thing. I'm done and finished with that. Please go see my stream. If you're new here, I would understand that you've just come and you don't know. Maybe that also I would say I would understand. Like when I go to a live stream, right? A new live stream, ethically, I don't just start saying, oh, are you Shia? Are you this? Are you that? What are you? I first check their videos, because this is about, this is not about something else. This is about religion, serious. We would have been killed. We risked our lives. We're still risking our lives. We don't know when we go out, we'd be stabbed to death or what, or harassed, or life would be made difficult for us. Like you have been coming here making life difficult. Either in a very covert manner, right? Not cooperating. So these, okay, and the last part, well, where is it important? The argument is to this effect. Please tell me whether you're in class, telling me that I should do formal studies, then coming here and questioning me like you've never done any formal studies in Islam yourself. So be careful of that too, right? Don't make me, don't deceive me already. I'm showing you, you are deceived. Don't fool me. I'm not that naive. I sometimes play naive. Or maybe at times, like, for example, there was a moment in my life where I thought, okay, there's no evil. And then in London, they told me, I told someone, I told a Hindu, a Trinidadian, that I don't believe in evil. And so they made me see the evil there, really with evidence. Backbiting and all this is evil, right? They made me see. Bad, it's evil, it's harmful. So where I got that from is there was a time when someone online was on Facebook I was following, saying that I didn't American. She was saying that I didn't know there was evil. So the evil that it's now I understand evil is that which people want to deliberately harm you, harm you, damage, harm, this, that, give you harm, whatever, however you may say it. So yeah, that time I was quite, I don't know how I began. Okay, I forgot my childhood, I forgot the other things, and I just said there's no evil. Oh, because maybe I was uh, affirming or hypnotizing myself with affirmations, and if you don't believe in evil, then there's no evil, or something like this. Maybe I escaped in life. I don't know what happened to me, but this happened to me. And so, yes, I've made myself vulnerable here, right? Right? And are you going to take advantage of that vulnerability? Like Paulo Coelho said, he's made himself vulnerable. And people are telling him, don't write this or something, about your life. But there in the foreign land, I don't know whether he's in South America. He's South American. Right? How could I forget? So, what a great author, Paulo Coelho. Um, the thing is that we've made ourselves vulnerable. Maybe you come from that very narrow-minded thing that a teacher who's coming here should know everything, have formal education. If you open your mind to new things, create, like you don't have the teacher. I started with one step at a time, one step at a time. If I was in America or someone, probably I would be able to talk. Whatnot, like them. They would have trained me, they would have helped me, they would have cooperated, I would have flourished as a spiritual coach, maybe. Unfortunately, our people, they have this very narrow-minded, and they exploit, be innovative, be this. Like, I don't have to know everything, but the thing that I know here and the thing I'm concentrating on and showing you, that this is wrong, it shouldn't be like this. This was my religion. I'm an ex-Shia, ex-Muslim. So please, what I say? Please come here with an open mind. I would recommend you read, if you're like one of those Muslims that Quran is enough for us, then you haven't gone abroad to study. We've gone abroad, and there was one person, my friend in London, who was saying, why do you have to read the 11th, what was it called? James Redfield's book. Why are you people talking about this? I was like, we should only read the Quran. Because of spirituality, we should only read. And I said, but you've come here. The Quran is not enough for you that you've learned law. Then why have you learned law also? The Quran is sufficient if you say, right? For everything, every material, everything. Material way to live, practical way to live in life. Quran has covered everything. No, for the spiritual thing, Quran is enough for me. And then I was given a small Quran also from Saudi Arabia, printed in Saudi Arabia. Not to read James Redfield. I was like, I'm please, thank you very much, but no, thank you. Right? Sorry. The 11th, what is it called? Or the 10th. He has written the 10th James Redfield's book discussing. So if you're going to come with that, then it's going to be very difficult for me to show you. I'm really sorry. Already I have problems, and I see it. See, would you take a teacher who has impediments then in your college? You won't. You will be one of those that my teacher, Ms. Tissa, said, that parents, they throw their defective children. Some of the parents in Karachi, at Darul Sakoon, Sister Gertrude was taking care of them. So you don't want defective mal. And the mal is, you know what? Useless, defective. And mother could throw her child because I don't want her. My teacher has seen it. She was a Christian. there was a scientist who had problems later. Whatever. I mean, the foreigners. I mean, they challenged people. There are other beautiful things coming out of them. Have you seen The Beautiful Mind? He was schizophrenic in that movie. Actor. You know where Karen Armstrong has reached with the books she writes and all that. She has announced and written about it, I think, that she's an epileptic. So I've said, please give me a chance. Okay, I think I went too much far on this again. Um so here we have, what is it again? The Tabarani on the authority of Ibn Abbas. Okay, said that they know that he's the creator, but still they associate others with him, partners with his attributes and his powers, and pray to them. Okay, then we have Allah has refuted this kind of shirk in this verse. Right? Let's go slow. Please, I hope all of you would understand Allah has refuted this kind of shirk in this verse. The argument, their kind of shirk. Now, Allah came down to their level to tell them, you know what, don't keep masters in fear, even bringing fear in. Allah came down to them. Allah came down to their mind, their level, to tell them. Now we'll come down to Allah's level. Surah Takwir ayat 1920. Allah, why did you make that Rasul Kareem possessor of power with the Lord of the throne with you? Calling yourself the Lord of the throne in that verse, ayat. Huh? Secure. So God could have made you secure too. You don't have to fear him like a master would fear his slave if he shared with him his sustenance. Come on, what kind of example is that? It's made me laugh. I was in, like, what is this? Either I get angry, hurt, and say, my God, I will hold my head. Come on, come off it. Come out of this. Allah has refuted this kind of shirk in this verse, okay? The argument is to this effect. When you do not make your own slave partners in your wealth, how do you think and believe that Allah will make his creatures partners in his Godhead? Right? I'm sorry. And then you can go to Surah Nahl, ayat 62. It's huh? Shall I show you where God is at Surah Takwir? I showed you. But am I being... I just don't know how to talk properly, explain, show. I show, but now I tell you, what? And, so this is about Tawheed, the argument on Tawheed, and master and slave. And then you would hold them in fear as you fear each other. God would hold as a master of the universe, you know, the Surah Fatiha. Huh? Bismillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu. Maliki Yawmiddin. Master of the Day of Judgment. Master of the Day of Judgment. Huh? Will be in fear. Oh my God. These slaves, Abduls of mine. Abdul, servants of mine. These Ibadis, no, slaves, Abdullah. Yeah, Abdullahs of mine would do what? Jeopardize my sovereignty. They're going to take it over, and what will happen to me? I'll be stripped off all mastership, all sovereignty. Oh my God, you people, Muslims, what? It's they've taken over my sovereignty. My kingship is gone. I'm no more a king. Can you believe this? I mean, this is really funny, I tell you. This is so funny, so funny. It's come down to their level. But look at here. Fear. You would hold them in fear as you fear each other. Come on. How much do you fear Prophet Muhammad? Of course you fear Prophet Muhammad and what you have to obey him, otherwise you'll be burning in hell. You fear that. What? Sorry, excuse me. When I used to say what, my teacher, my Catholic, she wanted to discipline me, so she said, what? Huh? Sorry, pardon me? Excuse me? You would hold them in fear as you fear each other? No, because awliyas of Allah have no fear, and they will not grieve on Judgment Day or before that. Oh, in front of God about the fire and all. I thought that awliyas of Allah, when that ayat comes, that not only on Judgment Day, but they, you don't fear the tyrant, you don't fear the torture, the pain they give you, you don't fear any harm for this religion, to save this religion, right? What Bibi Zainab in pain, like fear, lah, I don't fear anyone, illa Allah. Here also on earth, right? Allahs don't fear anyone. In the Quran ayat is ayat. In the Quran there's ayat. What am I saying? You see the mistakes I make? Awliyas have no fear. Friends of Allah have no fear. You would hold them in fear as you fear each other. What does this mean? It's so number one is he sets forth for you a parable. Sorry, okay. I think I will, I think I got it, but I have to explain it. It's difficult for me. And to really like wrap this thing around my head or something. How do they say it? Like wrap this thing or wrap my head around this thing. I just don't. Sorry. If you Muslims are going to tell me that Allah came down to that level, to the master, slave, and would you not then fear them? Because you're sharing. And then Allah says in Surah, well, that you should share with your slaves, with what your right hands possess. That ayat is there somewhere in the Quran. Is it in Surah Nahl, ayat 71, I think? Right? Okay. So I've read part of the footnote this time in this live stream, but all of the footnote I read in my previous live stream about this. Then this is the finishing point. This is finished Islam, right? This has finished Islam. If you take Surah Rum ayat 40, it says, it is Allah, Surah Rum ayat 40, it is Allah who created you. Okay, this thing, why not? What's the fear for the above that I've already discussed ayats, right, and shown you for the above ayat. Now this ayat, Surah Rum ayat 40, it is Allah who created you. then bestowed upon you your sustenance, and he will cause you to die, and then he will bring you back to life. Can any of those whom you associate with Allah in his divinity? I took Abul Alam Aududi's translation. He puts in its divinity. But the ayat, word by word, means mushrik, meaning in his attribute. Even if you take his attributes and all this, giving his attributes to saints and things like that, right, is wrong. Without authority, the Shias would say. So there's a lot of this, differences, conflict. Can any of those whom you associate with Allah in His divinity do any such thing? Do any such thing, right? Such thing as created you, then bestowed upon you your sustenance, and He will cause you to die, and then will bring you back to life. 3. Any one of them? Do any such thing? Any such thing? Any one of them that you associate with Allah? Glory be to Him, and exalted be He above whatever they associate with Allah and His divinity. So there's no way there's an ayat in the Quran that says that someone did this, right? But in my previous live stream, Jesus Christ has done it, for goodness sake. So you cannot say, you should have said with authority, right? When you're talking to, no, here Allah's talking to the polytheists, and He's saying He didn't bring any authority. But when the polytheists are saying that Allah gave us the authority, you are not taking it from the Quran ayat. Neither did your Prophet take it. Your Prophet didn't take it from them. No, no, no. It's finished. He's just banged the door on them. You're liars. Allah, which means that Allah would never take associates with them. You're liars. Like if, even with authority, sending him with authority to take him as an associate, another person, or a Gabriel angel or someone. But the Shia saying, no, with authority you can take a partner with him. You can call on him like you call on a doctor. Or when you're very young, you can't, you have to call on your mother to help you. When you're a toddler, before that even. For some things, other than Allah. So how, if I may try to explain it. So, I thought I would never, ever be able to. I could go in a contemplation about whether polytheist gods are, like I used to when I was a Shia. Like, why wouldn't God allow? I read this book. It's like, yeah, God can come in little things, right? Why doesn't God come in a butterfly? And all this. But then when I studied when I started to understand my religion, Shia Islam, I was like, oh, subhanallah, like that, right? I was. Sometimes reading something, so please don't blame it on, like I read some book of a foreigner and it made me, leave my religion or start doubting my religion. But of course, like something like Allah's Rahman, why can't you worship a stone, be devoted? Although Jiddu Krishnamurti says, no, these all things, gurus even he doesn't say, follow and all this authority is corrupted. It's corruption. Authority is corruption and all this. So please, so even while reading Jiddu Krishnamurti, there was a time, my personal thing, I would say that I chose Imam Hussein. I said I choose the best. So there must be inherently something wrong in this. Even it doesn't come up to my logic. I'm sorry. It doesn't. And it doesn't even come up to its own logic. The Quran ayats. Allah, omniscient, all knowing, all this. We used to wonder. On one hand, yeah, this, like one leg here, the other leg there. On one hand, oh, at sometime like, oh, Rasulullah, so intelligent, like there's no partner with Allah. Yeah, oneness. I mean, no one like Allah, and this and that. We could argue with atheists also if they came to argue with us. Or we could discuss this with atheists. That look, if you say the black hole, then the black hole is that God. If you say, because that had the power of creation or something. So whatever has the greatest power is God for us. You see? So we could speak to the atheists. Very simple. Whatever, like, probability and possibility. What is that when that this world, universe, creation it's not a creation. It's just happened out of accident. What is the probability that it would happen out of accident? So we look at, okay, you say it happened and there's chaos, no design and all this. But in the disorderliness, there is order, even then. And this disorderliness, could it be something else that you see as disorderly as chaos and not as a design of the divine? So it's a mess. How can we be lovers when we can't be friends? How can we make love when we can't make a mess? Michael Bolton song even, and Sure even sang it, I think. Right? I'm not sure about that, but something. Sorry. I think, how can we be lovers if we can't be friends? Okay. So if we can't make a mess, how can we be lovers? So there's making a mess, and in that mess you see order. In the disorderliness you see order. That's what came in my dream. That there's disorderliness and order. In the disorderliness is order. God knows. It's a paradox. So, for example, explaining it to the atheists. That what seems to your mind is disorderliness may be something else. You're not seeing enough. You're not seeing deeply. That from this chaos, there is order. Chaotic and what? Harmony, right? Chaos, harmony. What is the opposite of chaos? If there was order, there wouldn't be chaos, right? So we can go and talk to the atheists like this if they understand. Very simple. And if you say it happened by accident, we say it doesn't have. That accident is God. We would say, really, we are like that. We were like that. Believe us, and God. To you, it may be an accident, but this accident had the power of creation. And it's really madness. I would want to talk to an atheist. Ghalib Kamal will perhaps You okay, goodbye. Thank you. नहीं आप नहीं आए यहाँ. आप क्या बोल रही हैं? What are you saying? So okay, back to this again. Surah Rum ayat 40. God is what is the argument here? That no, he cannot have associates. He's far above whatever they associate with Allah. And he's asking them, it's telling them, can any of those whom you associate with Allah in his divinity do any such thing? Any one of them? So this has created you, one. This is then bestowed upon you your sustenance, two. And he will cause you to die, then will bring you back to life, three. Right? Guess who can do this? Let me read the... No. Let me go directly to Ali Imran before you forget. Ali Imran 49, because it slips your Muslim mind. I don't know why. So quickly, you don't remember anything. And then you say you are Quran Hafiz. What kind of a Quran Hafiz even are you? And you tell me to go for formal, forget that, okay? I understand. I really, sometimes I don't understand. So please forgive me. Now, Ali Imran 49, he will send him as a messenger to the children of Israel. I have come to you with a sign from your Lord. I will make the shape of a bird for you out of clay, then breathe into it. I will make the shape of a bird for you out of clay. So you can say that God is the originator because he originated Adam, right? But not the creator, only creator. Allah is the original creator, Father, but not the only creator, because Jesus is able to do this. Here we are told, I will make the shape of a bird for you out of clay, like what he did. Adam, Allah did, out of clay, shaped him. And that clay, we are told in Hayatul Qulub, was from the earth, or wherever it was from, but he shaped it from a clay, a bird. Then breathed into it, and I breathed into him my spirit. Allah says in Surah Sad, other ayats, when he talks about Adam like this. So Jesus Christ has that power, and with God's permission. Now you put that, so the polytheists can also put that. So of course with God's, but it doesn't say here like without God's permission in Surah Rum ayat 40. Then say without God's permission. But even when the polytheists are saying that God has told, if Allah didn't tell us this, we would not have done this. No, you are liars, you are this. Read the other ayats against polytheists. I've also shown you here on the live streams. Now, continuing with Al Imran 49 verse, where I left off. Okay? And with God's permission, it will become a real bird. I will heal the blind and the leper. That's okay. The healers are here. That's with the permission of Allah. You say that's okay. And bring the dead back. What? And bring the dead back to life. With God's permission? This is what is enough for this discussion and showing here about now. Can you do any such thing? Can your associate partners do anything? This is the poor politics they're telling. Whatever excuses, reasons you bring. This is Zahra. This is not Christians. This is those religious polytheists. But look, even if there were polytheists, right? The main thing is, no, you can't bring that kind of a thing and say, why can't you bring that? Because I can't go step by step with you. I can't even tell you the method, logic I use, how it comes to me. It comes by the grace of the some I don't know. Polytheist Allah, so I don't know what Allah, right? I can't even. It's not that I'm calling. I can't even call myself a Hindu because on one hand I don't believe why. I don't understand. Not believing. Don't understand why Krishna left. But I love the Radha's love for Krishna and all that. How to love God, and Krishna came on earth. God came on earth. Why not? God is able to do all things. When he wants, he can limit himself when he wants. And even not being able to come as a man, it would be like he's unable to do a certain thing. When he's not, we're told in the Quran, he's competent over everything, he's able to do all things. So he cannot be unable to make himself a man and come here. Now you can debate otherwise. But here we've just got him. I just got him. These two ayahs. I didn't get him, but the logic that I use, yeah, it's very clear. What logic, what do you call this? What method do you call this? The way I've caught him. Can any of your associates with Allah do this? Can. And if you say besides Allah, it says with Allah. Can any of your, this is the time. Those people who wanted to show you this, who left Islam, who became atheists, they're gone before us, ex-Muslims. Now there's a tsunami of ex-Muslims. Or less than a tsunami or whatever, but they are making sure that they don't get killed and all this. This has never happened, I think, before, because those people who were intelligent enough to see this and brave enough to see this against their own religion, they kept quiet. I was told, I knew someone who was an atheist in my Shia Islam. He's gone now, in my community, okay? They couldn't tell us. He's passed away long time ago. Now, can any of those whom you associate with Allah, in his divinity, with Allah, okay? With Allah, not besides Allah, not other than Allah, do any such thing, any. Even one of them, this is a challenge of Allah to them. Like, can you produce one ayat of the Quran or one surah? Right? So this is to the polytheists. Then Ali Imran 49, read Arabic word to word. It says, Isa al-Masih does this when he was here, and bring Bring the dead back to life. Bring the dead back to life. Not only give life, but bring the dead back to life. So, finished, failed. The challenge given by Allah to the polytheists here in Surah Rum ayat 40 is fulfilled by what this ayat is saying. One of the things that Jesus can do, bring the dead back to life. He can even shape of a bird, create, make a, like Allah did. But he's not, here you would say he's not the original. I'm giving you the thing that whatever you would tell me, another, give a argument here or a reason here that he's not the original creator. God is the original creator of Adam. I will make the shape of a bird for you out of clay. So birds are still there, and he can make the shape of a bird. It didn't come originally to Jesus Christ, that to create something new, right? But all the rest of the thing about Allah is here. What he did with Adam. I will make the shape of a bird for you out of clay, then breathe into it. Okay, and you will say he's also the creator of clay, because the earth was there, and Allah is the creator of the earth, it says. So, not original, what Jesus did here, and it is said in this ayat, Al Imran 49. But this, look, bring the dead back to life. And he will cause you to die, and then 30, Surah 30, ayat 40, back here. Then will bring you back to life. He will cause you to die, then bring you back to life, right? He will cause you to die, then bring you back to life, right? Cause you to die, then bring you back to life. Bringing the dead back to life, he causes you to die. And bringing the dead back to life, Jesus does with the permission of God. That's it. The polytheists can say, but they will go blue in the face saying that with the permission of God, even the ones we worship, you say they're false, making associates of Allah, with Allah, they can bring them, they can do these things. They are even co-creators with Allah, maybe. And in fact, the choice that we've made to come here is ours. We weren't forced to come here. If you become aware, more aware, maybe if you raise your awareness to that time where you chose your mother's womb, you chose your mother, you chose your father. So that's another thing. But just saying this, co-creators. And you are divine with Allah. And there's no fear, because Allah doesn't have that fear. And you are that trustworthy. You are divine. You will not jeopardize the sovereignty. Right? Allah gives sovereignty to whomever He pleases. What about that? Mulki, kingdom, material kingdom. So He's the creator of this, but then also that. But this ayat is finished. I'm sorry. Am I just going too much? I'm not a good teacher then. These two ayats have finished this part of this ayat then. Al Imran 49 about Jesus bringing the dead to life, back to life. Lazarus, rise. It's in the Bible. Can any of those whom you associate with Allah in His divinity do any such thing? Glory be to Him. How He has deceived you. And exalted be He above whatever they associate with Allah in His divinity. So footnote 3 from 3, right? That is from Quran.com about this. Here I am, right? Room ayat 40. 3 footnote. That is, if those whom you have set up as deities can neither create, nor provide sustenance, nor have the power over life and death, nor can raise you back to life after death. Okay, it's even 4. Then what for have you set them up as your deities? Explained clearly now in, what do you say? Perfectly explained. But Jesus did this part, can raise you back to life after death. Then what for have you set them up as your deities? And then Allah says, but the 3 stops here. 3 stops here. Then you see, this part stops here. Glory be to Him and exalted be He above whatever they associate Allah in His divinity. This means that no one can do what Allah has done here. What Allah has mentioned here. Glory be to Him. It's put a, deadlock. Finish. It's like this, it's like Surah Nahl ayat. The decree of Allah comes, seek you not to hasten it. Holy is He above all which they associate with them. Sorry, a bit of problem with the English. The command of Allah is coming, so be not impatient for it. Exalted is He and high above what they associate with Him. So you can't associate with them anyone. He sends down the angels with the inspiration of His command upon whom He wills of His servants, warned that there is no deity except me. So fear me, or beware of me. Khawf, muttaqi. Be conscious of me, or something like that. He created the heavens and the earth in truth. High is He above what they associate with Him. Now He says, above what? Allah, right? Ta'ala, exalted is He above what they associate. It means that, no, He's above everything that they associate with Him. There is no association with Him. He is too above. But you know where I caught him? So glory be to him, exalted is he. I caught him in Surah Room, which I've now put from Quran.com in my notes to show you. You see, again, Surah Room ayat 40. Is this clear? It is Allah who created you, then bestowed upon you your sustenance, and He will cause you to die, then will bring you back to life. Cause you to die, and then will bring you back to life. Can any of those whom you associate with Allah in His divinity do any such thing? Glory be to Him, and exalted be He above whatever they associate with Him. It means no one can do what He does. Glory be to Him, exalted is He, or be He. I would say exalted is He, above whatever they associate. So, na'uzubillah, yani, no way. God is above all this. Don't even think about it. Don't dream about it. And look at what He's given to the polytheists. And then what He has given, what He's saying about Isa al-Masih here in the Quran ayat, Al Imran verse 49. Isa al-Masih says, I bring the dead back to life. With God's permission. But He can do this. So that's association with God. That's why also we can go to and correct your translators about that. Surah Tawbah ayat 33. Besides Allah and Masih ibn Maryam. This means today let all the Christians celebrate. I've helped them also. They must have mentioned this, I don't know, like this, but maybe not for the polytheists, you see? Only maybe not for the polytheists, but for themselves. Jesus Christ is Lord, Rabb. Jesus is divine also. He's got a part of divinity. Yeah. And can you have a part of divinity? You know, the Christians will come here and try to correct me. Associating partners with Allah is a partially in His divinity. He's godly. He's got powers, godly powers. By the permission of Allah. Now, how do you say it? Please, I need some eloquence, some person who can put it properly here. Doesn't matter. Even though you've put here, your Allah is put here with God's permission, with Allah's permission. It doesn't matter, regardless of this. No one should be able to do this, right? Bring the dead back to life, with God's permission even. Because God says, high above, glory be to Him. Allah is saying, glory be to me, like this, in Surah Rum ayat 40. Now you must have gotten my way, my mistakes, my impediments, but please bear with me. Glory be to Him, and exalted is He, be He, above whatever they associate. If anyone has this, he will, I need Rob Christian to help me with this. So, but it should be like neutral, right? Even for the polytheists, like their gods are not demons. The avatars are not demons. The idols are not demons. It's just that I need a neutral person who talks well and succinctly and explaining very clearly also. That's Rob Christian. So for the polytheists, you're saying it's far above all this you associate. Can anyone do what Allah does? Allah Himself is saying, it is Allah who created you, that bestowed upon you your sustenance, and He will cause you to die, and then will bring you back to life. Can any of those whom you associate with Allah in His divinity do anything, any such thing? Glory be to Him, and exalted be He above whatever they associate with Allah. Toba toba karo. It's unforgivable sin. No one can do this. Even with the permission of Allah, it should not be done. Because I haven't allowed it. Because if you do, what happens? Fear. You will jeopardize. Here, for the polytheists, he's giving such an example here. What a lowly example. What a ridiculous, ludicrous example is this. Senseless. Masih ibn Maryam is God or Goddy. Now you decide. You see how he's deceived you? You can't even decide whether he's got one what of Allah, one quality of this Creator. Any such thing? You bring you back to life? But Allah, in Al Imran, you've said 49 that Masih ibn Maryam, Isa ibn Maryam can do this by the permission of God. We're also saying by Allah's permission. We could also put there Allah by Allah's permission. Here you haven't said, even with my permission, no one, like, you know what I mean? Even with my permission. I wouldn't, because once you don't allow it, you should remain consistent, right? Your laws, you're questioning them, polities like this. Can you trust this questioning? No, you can't. This is unfair, also unjust to question them like this. I keep saying, and I have kept saying, that questioning the polytheists the way in the Quran, it is very, very absolutely unjust. And that's why some Sunnis even say that it is impossible that God would give His authority away to with His authority associate others with Allah, like it is written in Surah Araf, ayah 33, and the way the Shias take it. And the way, he's deceived you in this. How? It's please look at this and contemplate seriously, right? I'm just taking pauses because I'm tired here, and also this should long time ago, if someone was allowed, if the Muslims were allowed to do honest scientific examination of the Quran, and they were Hafiz Quran, and Quran has come to you because Hafiz Quran were there, and God has guarded it, and it will be there. this Quran until there is life, earthly life. Human beings are on earth. So if they would not have been killed, and so the Sunnis go that way, that no, like such eyes against polytheists, that would make you unforgivable sin there without authority. Like it says, associating partners besides Allah or with Allah is unforgivable sin. Maybe the Shias there may have been right, but it could have been besides Allah. It's no, to associate anything with Allah, to associate, call on, no, associate with Allah is unforgivable. But this shaitan is better than me. I would have never had the. So I come here with my broken tutti pooty Urdu and English, and mostly in English, but even that is terrible. Excuse me. And just like that, to show you, like this. Which Quran ayat? Surah Nisa ayat 48. Surely Allah does not forgive that a partner is ascribed to him. And he forgives other than that, to whom he will. And this is unforgivable. So this is the way it is put, huh? So Islam Awakened, thank you. What's the word by word? Word by word. Indeed, Allah does not forgive that partners be associated with him. So the Sunnis say, not even with authority, because here it says with him. Allah does not forgive. Allah does not forgive. It is an unforgivable sin or thing. It is just unforgivable. Today, you know what has happened? I could have gone into contemplations and all that. God gave me a shortcut. It is an unforgivable sin. Fabricated a sin. So today, Surah Rum ayat 40, I took the courage to bring it here and show you that I'm not escaping this ayat. Thank God I remembered Ali Imran 49. Jesus says, I bring the dead back to life with God's permission. I will tell you what you may eat and what you may store up in your houses. There truly is a sign for you in this, if you are believers. This is Jesus Christ. Okay? You know this, Muslims. You should. Okay, whatever now. Which way will you come? Which way will you come to me? Today, I have won the case for polytheists. Those niches called niches who were going blue in the face, saying that Allah is Allah. If Allah didn't allow us, it's not like we are blindly following our forefathers. It's like they knew, they worshipped Allah. That's Allah. And even you're like somewhere, where is it that it is in another ayat or where in this ayat? Footnote. Yeah, this. In under Surah 30 ayat 28, Quran.com footnote. Please go to Quran.com footnote. Thank you. Under this ayat 2, the footnote of 2. Press on that 2 and see what you get from Abul Ala Maududi. Maududi's translation of this ayat. The mushriks, it's finished. The mushriks, even after admitting that even after admitting that Allah is the creator and master of the earth and heavens and all that they contain, held some of his creatures as associates in his attributes and powers. and pray to them. So don't call on any other than Allah. Also that. And pray to them, presented offerings and perform rites of worship before them. Their belief regarding their self-made associates is found, self-made associates, is found in the words of the Talbih that they used to pronounce while going round the Kaaba. They said, "Here I am, O Allah. Here I am in thy presence. Thou hast no partner except the partner who is thy own. Thou art his owner as well as owner of what he owns." Sorry, this was weird. My hand went weird. Tabarani on the authority of Ibn Abbas. So the Sunnis have to take it. This is good authority, Ibn Abbas. And suppose even if the Shias don't have this, that they called the mushriks, even after admitting that Allah is the creator and master of the earth. But there are ayats that say that they believed in Allah as a deity, perhaps you would say, the Shias would say. But Sunnis definitely, it's finished. Shias and other. No, I mean, this for both of you. Please see this. Even if this footnote I don't read out, but this should finish you. Shia, Sunni, only Quran, Islam. Anyway, any sect that comes, only Muslims come, only Mu'min come. Surah Rum, ayat 40, and Al Imran, verse ayat 49. Okay? Finished. Thank you so much. Okay, I have to go now. Take a break. And then, in other words, I will come maybe the third time on this. Question and answers also. Maybe show you. Celebrate polytheists. See how Allah has deceived them. Celebrate polytheists. Thank you so much. This is one of a kind, really. I'm so glad. I'm so honored to be one of them here to give to you that proof that how he has deceived you, to tell you no partners with me, no partners with me. And the Shias also, authority, unless I send down authority. It's just not fair to the these here for the polytheists who associate with Allah. Because glory be to him exalted, right? Let me not keep repeating myself. Please see the Shias also. Finished your religion. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Have the courage to see the truth, spread the truth, and give your family members, yourselves, that gift to get out of these lies, unjust religion, false religion, of one of a kind. Thank you so much. Do yourselves a favor. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, blessed day always. Beautiful day always.